Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Welcome to you.
Yeah, how are you guys? How are you feeling now that the fans have seen the teaser? And
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with it and how they're going to receive it. We'll find out in the fall.
I couldn't believe how many people were there.
I couldn't either.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was packed. I looked out when we first got there. Like there's like 10 people.
10 people there. I thought it was
let's keep
small.
this tight. But it was at the end when the lights came up. I'm like, holy, people must be very bored here.
And I think they got the word from Brian. Got the word out.
Brian's good about getting the word out.
Yeah. So the trailer looked funny, and everybody seemed to respond to it really nicely. So now it's up to whoever it's up to.
And what can you guys tell me about the series?
Well, it's about the business. It's about the dark side of the business in a funny way. Mm-hmm. I guess your character is sort of a desperate head of.
But it's also about kind of basic in any business. You have different people, different levels, and there's a lot of people have some personal issues in this. Yeah. They share that. And it's about the young guys trying to get up, although they're not that young, but, they're trying to finagle and politically be positioned and just a lot of the oddballs that Mark and I agree our business has a lot of oddballs in it.
It's about people trying to make it in the business by any means necessary, and in the series I happen to be the means necessary. I'm the I guess drug dealer, mafioso. I'm where the dark money comes from.
Yeah, which we need in the business to keep going.
Yeah. You guys kind of hit the nail on the head. There's a little bit of inspiration that comes from, because you guys have all worked with somebody who your character kind of, is inspired off of. So did you take anything away from those people being like, I've worked with someone like this. This is who I'm going to portray.
Well, I think the one thing about my character is, he's very matter of fact about, listen, you're not going to give me any credit, but you have all the power. You're not going to get money or credit, but the other most important thing, like you'll be able to make decisions. And at least in our business, that happens time after time where their assistants are going to go, here's the deal, I'm going to really empower you. I'm not going to pay you, I'm not going to give you credit, and somebody you make that deal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we've made it as actors. Like, wow, that was a great pitch. I'm going to do that thing, and let the other people get all the money and the credit. But I'm really going to be the guy. Nobody's going to know it. But you can talk people in a lot of businesses into that.
Yeah, and so for my character, many years ago, I worked on a small independent film, and the producer invited one of his friends to have a small part in the film, who was a restaurateur. He owned a restaurant. But he was really pretty mobbed up. In fact, he gave my little dog that you can see there a nickname, Frankie 4 Inches. And he said it like that. My dog was crying on the set for me, and he said, "It's okay, Frankie 4 Inches." And so I sort of took his persona and mixed it with a little hip hop vibe, and created that character of Nadir, who gets all the money for the productions, such as they are.
And you guys find a little bit of freedom knowing that you can kind of make fun of those people?
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it. I love making fun of myself. I love making fun of ourselves. It's fun. Yeah. But making fun of these big characters, and I'll call them by name. It's probably hurt me, but there's some people, and I also think a lot of these people that are up there, they actually like it when you talk about them any way you want. They're like, hey man, they're talking about me, like their egos. They're so secure with who they are. They're like, it's fine, that's not going to hurt my. There's no such thing as bad press. I hate when people say that, but they do say it, And when you're the guy on top. In the country, there has been some sensitive guys on top. That's a new thing. In the days when we started, the people on top just knew it. And there was nothing you could take. They just knew they were here. You were here. So even what you said or whatever, because they're still up here.
And I think humor keeps us. It gives us perspective. It keeps us humble, right? A guy like Ricky Gervais takes the piss out of everybody, even himself. He makes fun of himself more than anybody in the world, and nothing is off limits. And he's right to do that because it gives us the perspective that we need. It keeps us level.
But life is humbling, if you're lucky to live long enough, there's things that come up, and you go, geez, that's ridiculously funny and absurd. I mean, I certainly have a lot of absurd things in my life, and I say to myself, if it's funny, I'm gonna be the one to make fun of it before somebody else. I'm gonna do it and make it funny. Because if somebody's going to make yours, people always said, does it bother you when people do jokes about you? I go, not if it's funny. It only makes me go, I wish I would have said that first. And I still feel like that.
And you guys said, when you take the piss out of people, or like anyone, or yourselves in general, what was it about this series that you were like, because a lot of times comedy now, a lot of people like to not like to take the piss out of people. So what was it about this one that you're like, this is comedy gold?
It's that it's irreverent. I think good comedy looks at that new social trend where everybody doesn't want to step on anybody else's toes and says, nah, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to step on toes because stepping on toes and saying ouch is we learn from that process. Sorry, I'm shaking that.
No, you're fine.
Is how we learn. We the last 3 years or so, we lost our freaking collective sense of humor. We became so oversensitized that it makes life miserable. And if I'm grandiose, I want to be able to laugh at my grandiosity and put it down a little bit, right? If I have these characteristics that so many of these characters have, desperation, ambition, unbridled ambition, grandiosity, little talent, but lots, resentment, all the things that are sort of running through this show, let's lampoon it. Let's make fun of it. I mean, bad things need to be made fun of, right? And there's aspects of ourselves that we shouldn't take seriously, right? We shouldn't.
That could be over in a heartbeat. But there has been a lot of trauma on people these last few years too, with the COVID and with the other stuff. And so you also, I feel like people are starting to get on the other side of that. And you have to have an awareness. You could look at people's eyes and go, oh man, this person has been through whatever. Now, as far as Comedy Gold, this show, we'd like to think it is, but you never know until something. And I don't know if Mark's had this experience with everybody's like, it's a home run, we're going to do another one, and then nothing. And then it had other things where you're like, holy hell, that's way better. Like I cited pictures of movies I did that where I just at the time I was like, this is a stupid. I'd say to the director, what the fuck are we doing? Like Camp Fred 3. It's the dumbest movie ever. And but my daughter, when she was 2, started watching it, and the best part was she watched it at her mom's house, and she watched over and over. And then I started. And these young kids would say, we really like that very, very stupid movie. And so you start thinking, well, I don't know what's good. I don't know. But I do know if you get with a bunch of people that really are into it, like everybody's into this thing, and people are friends and know each other and stuff, then you have the best opportunity to succeed because you feel the vibe, everybody's in on it, everybody's having a little fun with the thing. Look at us, we're sitting here today talking about it. And, there's not...
Yeah, if people don't like it, we had a good time.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of pressure, So we'd like to do more. We'd like the strike to wrap up and do more, but until then, we are on strike, and we're righteous about it. So, but it's good here and to be here and not talk about the studios, and just talk about that fun we had together on this little project.
Well, for my last question for you guys, what do you hope viewers do take away from this series?
I mean, I just hope they have a good time. I think we're good time deprived, and I just hope they can they can tune into it and get a little bit of relief from the daily grind. And now that it's 2023, 2024, we're ramping up into what seems to be another chaotic, rather negativistic period.
It's going to be awful. It's going to be awful.
It feels like it's going to not be great, and I would love people to have that to let some of the pressure off and be able to laugh and feel what that's like to laugh again. And maybe that will help carry us through. I'm not to put too much pressure on this little teeny show to carry us through the trauma that may be facing 2024, but maybe it'll be a part of that formula of other shows that are doing the same thing, and we can make it through.
But as a Jew, I have to say we have a long history of the worst times saying we're going to suck it up, we're going to put on a show, we're going to go for that other thing, and successfully so. And I think I hope this, and I hope each person, you don't know how old the people watch, but you hope that people relate to Mark's character and mine, and the younger folks and the quirky women, and it just, they go, oh, that one person reminds me of me when I was doing blank. I mean, nobody's going to be like Mark, but they'll go, that's me, I'm a sociopath. But hope they go, and it's always good to see an odd assortment of people together like a family, even though people like each other, don't like each other, whatever. At the end of it, of each episode, you go, I wonder what these guys are doing next week. That's the whole, if you could get that, I do want to see what's going to happen next, and hopefully we'll have that.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you stopping by, and I can't wait for people to see the series.
Yeah, me too.